In 2023, a convicted killer vanished from a Pennsylvania prison and set off one of the most intense manhunts in recent American history. For 2 weeks, residents of Chester County lived in fear, schools closed, neighborhoods locked down, and law enforcement agencies from across the country descended on the region. This is the shocking story of Danelo Cavalcante, the murderer who escaped, survived, and sent a state into panic. Before we dive in, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss more stories from the Grim Crim Vault. Who is Danelo Cavalcante? Danelo Souza Cavalcante was a 34-year-old illegal immigrant from Brazil who had been convicted of brutally murdering his ex-girlfriend Deborah Brandão in front of her children in 2021. The motive? She had threatened to report him for a separate murder he'd committed in Brazil. After stabbing her 38 times, Cavalcante fled, but he was eventually caught, tried, and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. His conviction brought some relief to the victim's family, but the real nightmare was just beginning. The escape. On August 31st, 2023, just weeks after being sentenced, Cavalcante made his move. Security footage captured the unbelievable moment. He crab-walked up 2 parallel walls in a narrow corridor of the Chester County Prison, similar to an escape that had occurred at the same facility just months prior. He scaled the walls, climbed over razor wire, and vanished. Despite a guard posted in a watchtower, no one noticed he was missing until hours later. By then, he was long gone. The panic spreads. The moment news of the escape broke, panic swept through Chester County. Schools shut down. Residents were told to stay inside. Helicopters circled overhead. Hundreds of officers, including U.S. Marshals, the FBI, and local police, began combing the area. Over the next few days, Cavalcante was spotted multiple times, once on a trail camera in the woods, another time stealing food from a house, and even at one point clean-shaven and driving a stolen van. He broke into garages, changed clothes, and even stole a rifle from a homeowner, escalating fears that the manhunt could turn deadly. Authorities believed he was surviving off gardens, creeks, and whatever food he could steal. Despite being small, just 5 feet tall, he was described as extremely dangerous and desperate. The tense final days. As the search dragged on, pressure mounted on law enforcement. Danelo had managed to stay one step ahead for nearly 2 weeks. Thermal imaging was deployed. Dogs were brought in, authorities set up roadblocks and flooded the woods with search teams. Finally, in the early hours of September 13, 2023, a plane using heat detection picked up a signature. Tactical teams quietly surrounded the area overnight, and at daybreak, they moved in. Cavalcante tried to crawl away through tall grass, but a police dog named Yoda caught him before he could disappear again. He was arrested, dirty, exhausted, and wearing a stolen sweatshirt. The aftermath. The escape raised serious questions about prison security. How could a man already convicted of a brutal murder slip through the cracks so easily, especially using the same method someone else had used before? 2 prison employees were fired. New security measures were introduced, but for the people of Chester County, the fear lingered. Cavalcante is now back in custody under high security conditions, but the damage was done. For 14 days, a murderer was on the loose, breaking into homes, stealing weapons, and living among the community. The Danelo Cavalcante prison escape wasn't just a news story, it was a real-life thriller, with a dangerous man hiding in plain sight, outsmarting law enforcement, and creating chaos in a quiet Pennsylvania town. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. How could this have happened, and what would you have done if it was your neighborhood on lockdown? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more shocking true crime cases from the Grim Crim Vault.